Everyone knows Porsche 911 or Toyota Supra, but what if I told you this? There are so many forgotten sports cars in automotive history that you probably haven't even heard of most of them. Today I'm showing you 11 rare sports cars. Some of them were engineering masterpieces, others total disasters. Let's get started. Number 11, Subaru SVX. In 1992, Subaru did something crazy. They built a luxury grand touring coupe, and guess who designed it? Giorgetto Giugiaro, the same guy who designed Ferraris and Maseratis. And the design was different. It had a window within a window concept, glass inside glass, almost like something from a sci-fi movie. The interior looked like an aircraft cockpit. Under the hood was a 3.3-liter flat six, the biggest engine Subaru had ever built at the time. 231 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.1 seconds. Pretty quick for 1992. Top speed was 154 miles per hour, later reduced to 143 miles per hour because of an electronic limiter. The starting price? $23,500. By 1996, it climbed to $36,750. So what went wrong? People didn't want to pay $30,000 for a Subaru. They kept asking, since when is Subaru a luxury brand? And there was another problem. It only came with an automatic transmission, no manual option, and sports car enthusiasts wanted manuals. Subaru planned to sell 10,000 units per year. In 1992, they sold 5,280. In 1993, 3,859. In the final year, 1997, only 640. Total production worldwide was about 24,000 cars, and Subaru reportedly lost around $75 million on the project. Today, only a small fraction of them are still on the road. Almost all of them disappeared. Number 10, 1996 Nissan 300ZX. Early 1990s, the golden era of Japanese sports cars, Supra RX-7 NSX, and of course, the 300ZX. When the Z3 2 generation launched in 1990, it was a shock to the system. Twin turbo V6, 300 horsepower, right at Japan's famous gentleman's agreement limit, 283 pound-feet of torque. From the outside, it looked sleek and sophisticated. Inside, it felt like a fighter jet cockpit. It had Hikis four-wheel steering, adaptive suspension. It was one of the first production cars designed using CAD software. 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.5 seconds. Quarter mile in 14.1 seconds. Top speed limited to 155 miles per hour. Back then, Car and Driver basically said this car could embarrass Corvettes. But 1996 was its final year. Why? It was expensive, complex, difficult to build. The base model cost $37,445. The turbo version was $44,685. In 1996, that was serious money. In 1990, Nissan sold 39,000 units. By 1994, sales dropped below 10,000. SUVs were taking over. Sports cars weren't trendy anymore. There was also a special version, the SMZ 300ZX, built in collaboration with Steve Millen. 365 horsepower, special body kit, factory warranty. Only 104 were made between 1995 and 1996. Today, finding a clean 1996 300ZX is incredibly hard. That's why collectors are hunting for them. Number 9, 1987 Ford Mustang GT 5.0. Wait, a 1987 Mustang isn't rare. Hold on, you haven't heard the full story. The 1987 GT 5.0 is one of the most iconic Fox body Mustangs ever made. But here's the secret. Finding a completely stock, unmodified clean one is almost impossible. Why? Because everyone modified them. 5.0 liter V8, 225 horsepower, simple pushrod engine, reliable, and insanely easy to tune. Add a chip, 250 horsepower, headers, 270 horsepower, supercharger, 400 plus horsepower. Back in 1987, it cost around $11,000. Young drivers could afford it. And what did they do? They modified every single one. Many were destroyed at drag strips. Many had engine swaps, turbos, superchargers. Seeing a 1987 GT today isn't hard, but finding a completely original one, that's the real rarity. 1987 was also special because it was the first year the third brake light became standard. It had a revised instrument cluster and improved suspension. If you ever find a fully original one, don't hesitate. Collectors love these cars. Number 8, Nissan R390 GT1. Nissan wanted one thing, to win Le Mans, but the Skyline GT RLM wasn't enough. So Nissan teamed up with Tom Walkinshaw Racing and built an entirely new GT1 car, the R390 GT1. Carbon fiber monocoque chassis, 3.5-liter twin-turbo V8 making 550 horsepower, in race trim over 650 horsepower, estimated 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds, claimed top speed of 220 miles per hour. It looked aggressive, aerodynamic, like something from the future. But here's the wild part, GT1 regulations required a road-legal version. So what did Nissan do? They built exactly one, Justin. It was painted red, tested, shown at Le Mans, and today it sits hidden in Nissan's collection. Nissan said they would build more if someone paid $1 million. Nobody ordered one. In 1997 at Le Mans, it finished 12th due to gearbox issues. In 1998, it finished 3rd, Nissan's best result, but it still didn't win. In total, 8 race chassis were built, and just one road car, the R390, never won Le Mans. But for those who know, it's one of the most special machines of the GT1 era. Number 7, 2005 Acura NSX. If you think the Acura NSX isn't rare, wait until you hear about the 2005 model, because honestly, I was surprised too. When the NSX first arrived in 1991, it completely changed the game. It proved that a Japanese car could compete with Ferrari and Porsche, and actually be reliable. Most people know that story, but 2005, that was the final year of production. After 15 years on the market, the NSX quietly came to an end, and very few people realized just how rare that last model year really is. Why? Because everyone knew the NSX was on its way out. Sales had dropped massively. In 2005, only 247 NSXs were sold in the United States. Just 247. By that time, the car had the upgraded 3.2-liter V6 making 290 horsepower. It came with a 6-speed manual transmission, wider wheels, and stronger brakes. But people had moved on. The design had basically stayed the same since 1991. Meanwhile, competitors like the Porsche 911 and Corvette Z06 had evolved dramatically. The price was around $89,000, and for that kind of money, buyers wanted something newer. Production in Japan had already ended in 2004. The US simply received the last remaining units in 2005. Total NSX production from 1991 to 2005 was around 18,000 cars, but the 2005 model year, only a few hundred, and special versions like the Zanardi edition or Type S, even rarer. If you ever see a clean 2005 NSX, you're looking at one of the last chapters of a legend. Number 6, 1986 AMG Hammer. You all know the Mercedes W124, but in 1986, AMG wasn't even part of Mercedes-Benz yet, and they built something insane, the AMG Hammer, based on the W124, but far from ordinary. Under the hood was a 5.6-liter V8 making 360 horsepower. In 1986, that was unbelievable. It could reach up to 190 miles per hour, putting it in supercar territory. 0 to 60 miles per hour took about 5.5 seconds. For a sedan, Car and Driver called it the fastest sedan in the world at the time. The price? Around $150,000 in 1986, more expensive than a BMW M5 or even a Porsche 911 Turbo. Production numbers are unclear, but estimates suggest somewhere between 20 and 50 units. Genuine 5.6-liter Hammers are extremely rare. Back then, AMG was a boutique tuner, hand-building every car. Today, AMG is part of Mercedes, but the Hammer, still a legend, and honestly, one of my favorites. What do you think? Number 5, 1973 Volkswagen SP2. You've probably never heard of Volkswagen building a sports car. Meet the 1973 Volkswagen SP2. It was produced only in Brazil, sold only in Brazil, and honestly, it looks surprisingly elegant. 2 seats, Targa-style removable roof, long, sleek lines that almost felt Italian, but under the hood, things got less exciting. It used a 1.7-liter flat 4 from the Volkswagen Beetle, just 65 horsepower. Top speed was around 109 miles per hour. 65 horsepower? How is that a sports car? Well, in 1970s Brazil, it made sense. Import restrictions meant you couldn't buy a Ferrari or a Porsche, but you could buy an SP2, and it was affordable for the Brazilian middle class. The problem? It was slow, and even more expensive than a Beetle. Production ran from 1972 to 1976. Only 10,205 units were built. Almost all of them stayed in Brazil. Today, seeing one outside Brazil is was incredibly rare. Number 4, 2013 Mazzanti Evantra. Mazzanti? Isn't that Maserati? Nope. Completely different. Mazzanti Automobili was founded in 2002 in Tuscany, Italy by Luca Mazzanti. The goal? Build fully handmade custom supercars. The Evantra debuted in 2013 as their first production model. Although production is a loose term, every car is built to order. It uses a 6.2-liter V8 sourced from GM, heavily modified by Mazzanti. Power ranges from 701 to 751 horsepower, depending on the customer's choice. Carbon fiber body, manual transmission only, weight is just around 2,600 pounds. 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 2.9 seconds. Top speed over 220 miles per hour. Here's the crazy part. Mazzanti builds only 5 cars per year. Yes, 5. Since 2013, maybe 25 to 30 Evantras have been built. Exact numbers aren't even public. No big marketing, no mass production, just ultra wealthy collectors who know what they're buying. That's real exclusivity. Number 3, BMW Z1. When BMW introduced the Z1, people were shocked. A 2-seat roadster from BMW. And not just any roadster, this thing looked like a concept car that somehow made it into production. It had removable plastic body panels, a modular chassis. It felt experimental, futuristic. Under the hood was a 2.5-liter inline-6 making 170 horsepower. 0 to 60 miles per hour took about 7.9 seconds. Top speed was electronically limited to 140 miles per hour. 170 horsepower? Is that really a sports car? Well, in 1989, BMW didn't build the Z1 to dominate performance charts. It was a technology showcase. Innovation came first. And then there were the doors. They didn't swing open, they dropped down into the body in about 13 seconds. Slow? Yes. Cool? Absolutely. And the craziest part? You could drive it with the doors down because the structure was strong enough. Production ran from 1989 to 1991. Only about 8,000 units were built. BMW didn't build it to make money. They built it to show what they could do. Number 2, 2013 Lamborghini Veneno. For Lamborghini's 50th anniversary, they decided to go completely insane. The result? The Lamborghini Veneno, a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 producing 750 horsepower at 8,400 revolutions per minute, 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds. Top speed around 221 miles per hour. And even today, those numbers are impressive. The design, pure aerodynamics, huge rear wing, aggressive diffuser, every single surface designed for downforce. Inside, it was carbon fiber everywhere. Alcantara details, digital gauges, minimal but still exotic. The price? $4 million. And here's the wild part. Lamborghini built only 4 coupes. 1 stayed with Lamborghini for their museum. 3 were sold. All pre-sold before anyone even saw them in a showroom. In 2014, they released the Veneno Roadster. 9 were built. Price? Around $4.5 million. All pre-sold. Total production? 4 coupes plus 9 roadsters. Just 13 cars. One of the rarest Lamborghinis ever made. Number 1, Chevrolet Camaro IROC-Z. Wait, the Camaro IROC-Z isn't rare. I've seen plenty. Yeah, you've seen them. But have you seen a clean original one? That's the real question. IROC-Z stands for International Race of Champions. It was produced from 1985 to 1990 as a special performance version of the Camaro. It came with either a 5.0-liter or 5.7-liter V8, producing anywhere from 190 to 245 horsepower depending on the year. It also featured tuned port injection, advanced tech for the time. The IROC-Z package included upgraded suspension, larger brakes, 16-inch wheels, ground effects, and of course that iconic IROC-Z badge. Over 122,000 were built between 1985 and 1990. Sounds like a lot, right? But here's the problem. Almost all of them were modified. Headers, cam swaps, superchargers, nitrous. The IROC-Z became a symbol of 1980s drag culture. Big hair, loud music, and street racing. Production ended in 1990. Today, finding a completely original, untouched IROC-Z is extremely difficult. Most have been modified. Many have engine swaps, and that's why a clean one is far rarer than people think.